This is Sybert signing into Kane's Wrath on the map Tournament Rift, and spawning as the green GDI. We do have green 0, and he is of course going to be on the left side. Rift, a very classic map. And as the orange nod, we do have bonus, and this is going to be from the GameReplays.org vanilla only 1v1 tournament, and this is going to be a best of 3 series. We have the other semifinal games, which is going to be a, Secret Shrine going down there, which means most likely Shadow teams. Green 0 should be expecting this for sure. As I was saying, this is the vanilla tournament, which means that neither one of these players can play random. They both do have to pick their factions beforehand. They're going to be the Shadow teams just to help bonus go ahead and secure these southern spikes, because it's very nice, especially if you can deny the scouting of your opponent and secure those spikes. You are going to be feeling very good about yourself, but of course it does come with that initial cost. It's like 1,000 credits to get the Secret Shrine, which you can sell off, but then you also have to call in the Shadow teams, and that's costly as well. Anyways, this is the semifinals, one of the semifinals. The other semifinal, which is going to be coming up, is going to be Unleashed versus Technique. I do believe, yeah, it's going to be Unleashed versus Technique, which is in itself the potential to be an absolutely incredible series, as is this series. And of course, it may not be the best series ever, but actually, quick pack up here. I was going to say pretty standard from both of these players, as it looks like they're going for refineries and then war factories, and it looks like Green 0 is going for an additional refinery. However, it looks like Bonus is going, I mean, he's not going fast tech, he's not even really going heavy eco, he's going for a fast expansion, and he is going to be grabbing one of the spikes in the bottom, and he is going to be able to secure that second spike just fine. It looks like we do have one of the Shadow teams, I'm not sure where the other one is, heading through that Tiberium field, and of course what they can do is run over here and see if they can actually, Green 0 has actually placed this really well. Ooh, dropping down a watchtower as well. This is really nice positioning, because he does know that those Shadow teams are out, and even if he hadn't lost a bunch of scouting squads to them previously, he would have a pretty good idea that they are out, just because it's Nod versus GDI Rift. That's a pretty common opener. By the way, this is 1.02. This is not 1.02 plus. However, dropping down his power plants right here and keeping this Pitbull here. Pitbull, of course, will be able to detect those stealthed. Looks like they're actually bombing that tower, not enough to actually take it out, but the Pitbull will be able to detect the stealth of the Shadow teams, and then of course the Watchtower will protect the power plants. However, we do have an aggressive expansion from Green 0, and it looks like the refinery will be getting thrown down, although he might be dropping an extra refinery here. Ooh, could pick off an attack bike pretty easily. Green 0 might get a free kill here, although if he's not careful and he's shooting the harvesters, he may end up losing his unit there, his Pitbull. The expansion going down, and the refinery down as well for Bonus. So Bonus going for a fast expand. We'll have to see exactly what he decides to follow this up with, because Green 0, as you can see, he's got a lot more standard build order going on. He's got his 5 and 2, and of course with this aggressive expansion, he can throw down an additional war factory, and then, or if he doesn't want to throw down an additional war factory and pump whatever he wants, he can go ahead and throw down extra refineries, and then go for a heavy eco play. But we'll have to see. It looks like it is going to be a war factory, which isn't super crazy, but it is a little bit uncommon for sure. A Pitbull getting taken out here, not exactly sure or a Pitbull getting taken out, but I'm not exactly sure what took it out. If that was an attack bike that eliminated it, might have been that same attack bike. So no harvester kills by either one of these players. We do have 4 down here, but soon to be 5 down here, 3 up top, which is going to be pretty solid eco in the next couple of minutes for Bonus. However, Green 0 is going to be massing a number of Predator tanks, and actually this could be an extremely powerful attack from Green 0. As you can see, there isn't basically anything for Bonus to actually stop this. However, he does drop down a Handum Nod. He doesn't have any Scorpion tanks, and bikes and buggies aren't going to be able to hold the line. He is starting to pump those rocket troopers. I guess he did catch wind of this. I'm not sure where he scouted it. He does have an attack bike, which was likely able to spot one of those Predator tanks. He already has got 3 squads here. Oh, the crush is going to be good enough from Green 0. I don't know if it's going to be enough to hold the line. Green 0 almost losing 1 tank. Nice moves there by Bonus Roo, but oh, he sells off the Handum Nod. Does he have a second? He does in fact have 2 down here, a third one at the expansion as well, so he's going to be pumping out a huge number of rocket troopers. Green 0 might be able to take down at least 1 harvester here. Oh no, Green 0, he actually, bad news for Green 0. He's now going to have to try to fight off these rocket troopers, and he won't be able to claim any harvesters, because of course as observers we can see these harvesters, but without any sort of Pitbull, Green 0 actually cannot see anything. And this attack just turned sour pretty quickly for Green 0. One Harvester going to be docking. However, Green Zero cannot contend this many Rocket Troopers. He would have absolutely insane crushes to be able to take those down. Ooh, Green Zero just lost quite a few units here. We're continuing the man spam, it looks like, by Bonus, and also he is going to be throwing down his tier 2, getting his secret shrine as well, most likely going to be going for that Confessor upgrade. He could be going for Tiberium Infusion as well. Going to be actually dropping down the Disruption Tower just to go ahead and hide that base so he doesn't reveal any of his tech or units or anything like that. Looks like APC spam, definitely a good reaction by Green Zero. However, the main question that I'm really asking here is where's going to be the command post? I mean, currently without the command post, unless I missed it, there's not going to be any AP ammo for a couple of minutes, but there also is not going to be at any point any hammerheads, which of course the mobility of hammerheads can be extremely powerful. Needs to go ahead and start that upgrade immediately. Does take a full minute, which when you got Rocket Troopers knocking on your base, blowing up your APCs, that can feel like an absolute year, just a single minute in game. Oh, Bonus going to be pulling back. Also, is there an armory anywhere on the map? I haven't spotted one, which means no sniper teams for Green Zero. Just now getting up to that tier 2 might be... No, he's definitely not going to be losing that Harvester. Nothing to worry about there. So many Rocket Troopers now with both of those upgrades. He did end up getting both the Confessor upgrade and that Tiberium Infusion upgrade already. Oh, Tib Chemical Plant, where is he going to be calling in any sort of Tiberium Catalyst Missile? He very well maybe. We have so many Rocket Troopers that with the APCs, especially if they're not all engaging, a couple of them getting picked off here and there. The Watchtower's not going to be able to hold the line. There goes the airfield. He could be going for Orcas on the counterattack, but more likely he's going to be trying to get out some Hammerheads. Never mind, he sells it off almost immediately. He's got way too much pressure at the front of his base. Without AP ammo, he could be absolutely doomed. Here comes a Tiberium Vapor Bomb, hits a couple of APCs, takes them out, and does massive damage to that War Factory. Oh, not even going to be calling in the Catalyst Missile. He calls in the Vein Detonation, hit after hit. Green Zero taking massive amounts of damage. He did finish AP ammo, but still no command post does indeed stand, which means he can't get any Hammerheads out if he wanted to, but at this point, it is a bit too late. I mean, oh my gosh, Green Zero taking so much damage in about 15 seconds there. Whoa, that was actually insane amounts of damage, and we should be seeing some expansion out of Bonus. Actually, he can just focus on... Oh, a nice counterattack here by Green Zero, but once again, no stealth detection. He has no pit bulls, just like that first attack. Predator tanks are pretty darn good, but without pit bulls, he can't really do a whole lot about it. He did lose a squad down here, and he has spotted that this entire field is harvested. However, this field up here still contains like 10 grand worth of Tiberium. It looks like AP ammo, I guess, has scared Bonus away. He is going to be running away. And man, Green Zero just does not have a whole lot going for him. This single pitbull still patrolling down here in the south, or in the main base. Actually, might get a crush on that Black Hand, but unfortunately that will not be enough. Another Shadow Team going to be calling in. That support power being utilized by Bonus. He might be using it just to go ahead and sneak on down there. And we still don't have the MCV. Actually going to be sending a Surveyor out to go ahead and move along to go ahead and cap that expansion. By cap that expansion, expand there so that he can go ahead and get some units and bases up and going. However, a couple of Predator tanks. Now only a single Predator tank going to be rolling out through the map. But there is the Redeemer, has risen currently on the field. And oh, the expansion does get spotted. However, the Shadow Teams are going to be there just in time. They might be able to bomb that down. Rocket Troopers also moving out across the map to deal with this expansion. Green Zero absolutely not in a good position. Bonus, not in a great position just because his economy up here is not too great. But at this point, he can do exactly this. He can long distance harvest this blue Tiberium, get it done in about 2 or 3 trips of Tiberium, and then he'll have 10 to 20 grand worth of income just sitting in the bank waiting for him, which is always going to be making him pretty happy. And this man spam is just way too powerful. Green Zero did not have the means to deal with that sort of an attack, and really, I mean, the man spam started out as just a, oh crap, Green Zero is about to trash my main with Predator tanks, what do? I guess I'll build a whole bunch of infantry. And oh, Green Zero actually going to be selling off. That is way too many Rocket Troopers for him to contend with. Unfortunately for Green Zero, he is going to be dropping game number 1 right there. He has been defeated. Bonus takes up game number 1 in part due to those 1 clicks, but also in part due to that absolutely massive amount of infantry. No real answer to that for Green Zero. Of course, it's very hard in those situations to really be able to evaluate the situation and decide, okay, how in the world do I deal with this? But ultimately, AP ammo was just a bit too late. and as a result, that initial attack, even the Tiberium Vapor Bomb claiming some of those APCs, Green Zero just could not hold on, but we'll have to see in game number 2. Of course, this is a best of 3, which means Green Zero still definitely has a fighting chance. Bonus, a powerful enemy to take down. But overall, a pretty big economic discrepancy, about 32,000 credits of difference between the two of these players. And of course, 4 to 6 grand. I think he spent something about 6 grand in a couple of seconds on those one clicks, which, man, it definitely ended up paying off, but you have to have the cash up front for those. So Bonus was definitely in a position where he felt comfortable using that much money all in one go. But that will do it for this game. We are going to be heading into game number 2, possibly 3 games in this series between these two awesome players, Bonus and Green Zero. It's coming right up after this great transition, which takes us to tournament decision, and once again it's pitting Green Zero as the green GDI on the left side versus Bonus, who's going to be as the red Nod, and once again completely vanilla factions, no sub-factions here. And of course this tournament is always, as almost always, hosted by the fantastic folks over at GameReplays.org, so a big shout out to all of those guys who put in a lot of work to keep tournaments like this running. And it looks like we have a fairly standard opener from both of these players. Of course, on decision, you do have these 2 Tiberium spikes, which are relatively easy to secure. And then, of course, garrisons at the south, at the north, and then in the middle, which, of course, these garrisons do give you pretty darn good vision of the 3 main attack paths. It looks like no shadow teams on this map. I mean, sometimes players do like to go to shadow teams. You can, in some cases, snipe the engineer if the engineer first got sent over here, and then the second engineer got sent over there, or if your opponent's just not paying much attention. It looks like Green Zero going to be grabbing one of the buildings on the south, but yeah, like Small Town USA, the garrisons on this map give you such great vision. Not as good vision as Small Town USA, but still some pretty great vision, and actually it looks like Bonus going to be grabbing both of his spikes relatively quickly here, right at the standard times, while Green Zero, I haven't seen a second engineer just yet. I don't think he actually built a second engineer to go ahead and cap that spike. So he's unfortunately going to be, I mean, he didn't invest as much initially because he didn't have to spend that extra 500 credits to get the engineer. But then, of course, he doesn't get the money from that Tiberium spike. Always great to have that 10 credits a second from every spike. Going to be dropping down an additional refinery, getting his harvester and refinery ratios rocking up there, right where they should be. Of course, on this map, you always get to make the choice, do I want those 5 harvesters, 2 refineries, or do I want 7 harvesters, 3 refineries? As the tournament decision, Tiberium Field is pretty darn big, so it definitely does warrant 7 harvesters, 3 refineries, and then, of course, you can transfer a couple over when you start moving out to that field. So both of these players are going to be grabbing buildings in the south, and Bonus actually doing a good job of grabbing the one that's a little bit further away, but I mean, still, he didn't lose his scouting squad, and he will have a little bit of vision down there in the next couple of minutes. First Pitbull and attack buggies, and Raider buggies, rather, going to be moving out. Green Zero going to be repositioning his MCV. Doesn't look like he's going for an expand just yet. APC moving out, no engineer in there just yet. However, this attack buggy will definitely be heading over here just to make sure he keeps an eye on that on the APC, not the MCV. The MCV of Bonus not yet moving out. It looks like Bonus going to be going for a 7-3 ratio, although he's not quite up to those 7, currently at just that 5 ratio of harvesters, dropping down an additional power plant just to keep his production on the line, and pretty standard schmandard for both of these players. Green Zero might be adding on an additional refinery, definitely something building slowly, most likely an additional refinery, as he is currently at, it looks like that'll be 7-3 right there, if I'm doing my counting correctly. That is indeed 7 harvesters, 3 refineries. Same thing going on for Bonus Roo. He's going to be dropping down his operations center, and as you can see, he might indeed be going for a tech lab. Of course, fast tech by Nod is, of course, very good indeed, especially if you can get up to that Tiberium chemical plant and then drop down some of those one-clicks, particularly still no engineer. Particularly going to be the Tiberium Catalyst Missile, so that you can snipe down some of these refineries. Of course, a good way to eliminate the economy of your opponent. But overall, nothing too crazy out of these two players. They're going for relatively standard play. It's nothing super aggressive. It's nothing super greedy either. It's just kind of right down the middle. Nice standard, balanced play. Nothing too crazy just yet. And I'm really curious, are we going to see, relatively fast tech out of Bonus? He could be going for his expansion after that, but he is going to be building something. Not entirely sure what he's going to be going for. I'm kind of suspecting it's a chemical plant. He hasn't built a whole lot of units. He's not going for too much. He might be going for an avatar, actually. We'll have to see. Is it going to be? Yes, it is going to be a stealth tank, actually. Which, of course, if you get up to 2 or 3 stealth tanks, then you've got a powerful harassing force. Oh, actually, Engineer's going to be moving out for Green Zero. He's got 2. Does he actually have a 3rd? He might be going for both of these. I'm assuming he's going to be sending a 3rd over. Oh, what? Yes, that was Tiberium Catalyst Missile. Drops it down on 2 Harvesters at least. Actually, he might have gotten a 3rd on the refinery as well. However, that refinery definitely getting taken out. Oh, that is a pretty big blow to Green Zero. Not necessarily game ending. But man, that is just such a nice thing to be able to have. Actually going to be going for the EMP Control Center, not going to be securing both of the turrets, and not still going to be securing his Tiberium Spike. He really does not want to get that at this point. He is, but he has spotted the stealth tanks. This Pitbull, nice scouting there by Green Zero, spotting those stealth tanks. He now knows exactly what is going to be on the way, and he should be at least throwing down maybe a watchtower or 2 simply for that stealth detection. He's rocking the tech center, so is he going to be going for Mammoth tanks or Firehawks? As Green Zero does go for those Firehawks, it looks like a radar jamming missile just did get launched, which is probably going to be indicative of these stealth tanks moving out. However, we do have APC laying mines over here. We'll have to keep an eye on that because, of course, if some units walk over those, they will not be having a fun day at all. Stealth tanks going to be moving out. They get spotted by a Pitbull. Green Zero now knows that those stealth tanks are there. He does have Orcas on the field, dropping down that armor facility, armory, not armor facility, rather. Going to be moving out, although we do have, it looks like a minor engagement could be happening. Too many rocket troopers for those Predator tanks to do any real damage. 4 Orcas currently on the field. However, one gets sniped down immediately. A nice kill there by those stealth tanks currently trying to work out and pay for themselves. Green Zero going to be rebuilding that Harvester, having to rebuild those refineries as well. And despite losing those Harvesters and refinery, he's still at a pretty good harvesting ratio. He's harvested most of the Tiberium on his starting field. He will be able to expand pretty easily soon. I think the stealth tanks did have the opportunity to pull back. Yeah, he doesn't have Tib Core just yet. Wouldn't be surprised to see that being researched, or at least researched soon. For bonus, it looks like this entire attacking force did get mopped up. There goes that last Predator tank on the south side. We do have 1 stealth tank getting taken out, but how many Orcas have gone down? Oh my gosh, all 3 of the Orcas have indeed gone down. Shadow Team's going to be getting called in. It looks like these were from the support power. They do have that rank upgrade. 2 stealth tanks getting taken out, but trading it for a Pitbull. Going to be favoring Green Zero there. But oh my god, trading all 4 of those Orcas, getting 2 stealth tanks for the mix. Not going to be feeling very good for Green Zero. Green Zero taking a lot of hits this game. Also going to be losing that not the Tib Spike, but rather that Guardian Tower. What is it? Defensive Tower. He got some free kills out of it, but not really that big of a deal. Ooh, capping on a couple of Shadow Teams. Rockets actually suck versus Shadow Teams unless they're in the air. As you can see, doing pretty good damage to the Shadow Teams. Going to be forcing the Shadow Teams to run, which is basically money that Bonus has spent that he's not getting any return on investment for. The expansion is now established, and both of these players going to be harvesting up at their main fields. Juggernauts on the field for Green Zero. Relatively passive openers from these players, 7.5 minutes, and we have yet to see a huge amount of action, and just now those expansions being taken. Green Zero going to be needing this expansion at some point. I mean, he's basically out of Tiberium for right now. He does have a sniper team on the front line. Going to be, also a commando already down to about half health. He's taken some serious damage. However, is he going to be able to do any real damage versus this attacking force? Juggernauts from afar. This could be extremely powerful, especially once the infantry clump out. As you can see, their numbers have been greatly reduced. Sniper teams, commando, and Juggernaut turnout are a very potent way of dealing with those rocket troopers. So a good unit combination. Actually might be able to claim a couple of these avatars. We'll have to see. Are there any units to actually counter this? No, it doesn't really look like it at all. I thought I saw something down south. However, this commando could actually jump jet forward and possibly take down some of those avatars just as that venom rolls up. Rough for Green Zero indeed, losing that commando. That is exactly not what you want to be doing. Going to be going ahead and adding on some additional units, just some more zone. Actually, going to be adding on some zone troopers. We do have a Marv Reclamator hub currently on the field. That MCV most likely bugging out. Otherwise, Green Zero forgot to tell it to move somewhere, but more likely it was just a little bit bugged out there. Looks like Tiberium Core Missiles is now done. However, Venoms are currently on the field. Do they actually have laser capacitors at all? No, they do not. He's researching, though. Laser capacitor, of course, going to be a very good upgrade. Not late game upgrades. They're just absolutely great to get in basically any situation. Actually, cleans up that entire Zone Trooper squad. That is going to be some serious downs for Green Zero, because Zone Troopers on the avatars, if you can especially jump jet behind the avatars and then do damage to their rear armor, that is, of course, going to be a very happy camper for that GDI player. Juggernauts should be able to outrange these avatars if the avatars, especially if they're distracted dealing with individual infantry units. Juggernauts need to be focusing down these avatars. The avatar is going to be closing the distance. Bonus has an opportunity to actually do a huge amount of damage here. Is he going to be able to take down any of these Juggernauts? Green Zero forced to back up further and further. The MCV just now grinding. Oh, I thought for a moment that that was Tiberium Vapor, but it will instead be just a mine drop, going to be forcing these Juggernauts to not move back any further. However, the Pitbull is going to be revealing those mines. Juggernauts getting taken out. They might be able to claim one more avatar. An extra shot would be able to take it down. We have no Juggernaut shells firing out. They're clearing out those mines. However, Juggernauts will be able to fire from a safe distance for sure. Venom's going to be running around the field. And Bonus completely cleaning up this northern field, leaving. Oh, Tiberium Vein detonation called in, going to be destroying some of those Tiberium crystals. As you can see, there's a little bit less there, and also dealing a healthy amount of damage to that Marv. Not sure that it did a whole lot other than that. He was able to deny some of that harvesting from the Marv. But Bonus overall, especially with this Redeemer, we have the opportunity of Rage Gen, which could be going off. It launches right there. No real effect just yet. Yeah, everything was already told to attack something. Spectre's raining down fire. We've got the armies of, well, not quite armies of artillery, but we've got the battles of artillery. A nice kill there for Green Zero. Grabs both of those Spectres. However, both of his Juggernauts get nabbed by those avatars. The Marv not able to protect him well enough, and in which one of these players is going to be ended up coming out ahead. We do have a possibility of a stealth tank counterattack, which could be cleaning up the majority of the rest of Green Zero's main at some point in the future. He doesn't have a whole lot on the field, even less back home. He's taking a huge amount of damage. Railguns on this Marv, trying to do damage, able to take down one avatar. 3 more avatars going to be moving in. This Spectre is going to be able to get rain fire down on top of the Juggernaut, sniping down one of those husks just before Green Zero was able to grab it with an engineer. However, is Green Zero going to be able to survive? No, it looks like he does lose his Marv. No more heavy armor, which means these Juggernauts are most likely going to be getting zapped up by the incredible lasers of these high-tech Nod units. There goes the Spectre artillery sniping down that Juggernaut. Oh, just so much damage output, but the Redeemer has been eliminated. Both of the epic units do go down. Bonus is getting his units handed to him, but ultimately he's the one with actual units on the field. Green Zero may very well be able to hold this line, albeit barely. If he does hold it at all, going to be pumping out some rocket troopers. Does he even have the eco to pump this out? I have to ask myself, as he is going to be losing a harvester. He doesn't have a whole lot of Tiberium. There's no way that he has very much Tiberium banked up at all. However, Avatar is going to be doing a fair amount of damage. We do have an engineer, which actually could be sneaking into that hole. Oh no, it does get smashed. Absolutely great crush there by Bonus, but will he be able to stop any more of these husks getting captured? Venom's going to be moving in. I was wrong about the Stealth Tank counterattack. It's actually going to be Venom's with the counterattack. However, one harvester does get, a harvester for Bonus does get taken out, while on the other hand, an Avatar does get claimed. It is going to be Stealth Tank sneaking into the main, almost taken out. That Carniator, they're going to be able to snipe down the MCV. No, they're going to be getting chased away by that Avatar. However, here come the Venoms swinging in, and Bonus just has too many units, too many attack options. Engineer goes inside of that MCV just to save it, just to add a little bit of longevity. 2 avatars reclaimed, a third one as well now for Green Zero, but he doesn't have any way to heal them up, which means, oh man, another Redeemer on the field already, and he actually does have, I'm not exactly sure what that add-on is. There's going to be the Rage Gen. Is it going to be affecting these rocket troopers in the back? No, it looks like they've already been given an attack command of dealing with that Redeemer. However, are they going to be able to do any real damage? Here come the Venoms once again, raining down their lasers from on high, sniping down all of the missile defenders absolutely brilliantly. from Bonus. Green Zero just cannot stand with this much damage output from Bonus. There is almost no way that Green Zero can survive this battle. Somehow he's held on against all odds. He's got the flame unit in there, wrecking face on those buildings. Green Zero has been defeated. Bonus takes it in a 2-0 sweep against Green Zero. Green Zero putting a lot out on the field. They're playing well. Super Weapon not quite coming into play for Bonus, but in the end, Green Zero just did not have men. Whoa, that is an actual pretty big economic discrepancy between these two players. Green Zero, with the second game, he's not really expanding all that much in that second game. He was really focused on his main field, and then he just sort of went for the Juggernauts and didn't have a lot of a low-tech unit army, and both of these players actually just basically skipping Tier 1. There were some Predator tanks for Green Zero, but ultimately it was not enough. He wasn't able to do the damage with them before the avatars were already out, and then suddenly, and especially catching those 3 harvesters and that 1 refinery for Bonus, an excellent move there by him. You gotta hand it to Bonus, making some good decisions there, but that will do it for game number 2. And for this series, we're going to be catching Unleashed versus Technique in the next series, but that will be coming up hopefully in the next couple of days. So thank you for watching, and this is Sybert signing out.